region of the U.S. So many. good. Let me know if you can hear me out there. It's going very well, is it? It's kind of janky. Let me see if I can fix up this audio. Right. Two classic alfresco kitchens right here. Alright, let me see if I can pop one out of this one. Thought I was going to be able to do it, but I don't think so. Maybe that will be good. Let's have a look. Alright. I think that audio is a lot better now. Can you hear me in the chat? It's better? Alright. Rock and roll, rock and roll. Cool. So, welcome to the live, guys. I would like to do a warm welcome to everybody as we try to help people avoid their mistakes with their alfresco kitchens. So I'm going to show you in this little design here what we're working on. In this design, which is one of our community members, we have an enclosed alfresco pizza room. And would you guys like to see the drawing as well? Give us a like or something and let me know. Otherwise, I'll just keep talking to this camera and you guys just chime in whenever you want. And I will answer your questions in due course. No problem at all. Okay? So, I'll just go over to this side here. In this alfresco kitchen you're looking at right here, it's on a terrace, and Lily, this is for you, my lovely Lily. Essentially you've got a condo, that's what they call them in America, right? You'd have to find out from your local council or regulation authority about gas laws, and then obviously corporate, it'd be a body corporate or something for your actual apartment condominium, right? Over here they call it apartments, and as long in Australia here, as long as you don't fix physically to a wall or put holes in a wall and stuff like that, if you have a non-permanently fixed alfresco kitchen, most of the apartments can do this. You know, I mean, look at this apartment right here. This is on the penthouse, top story, and this one basically, you know, they drilled into the wall, they did concreting, they did all the stuff, they had to get the plumbing up there, so they did quite a lot. You know, so it just depends on your building, Lily. So essentially, you could do something very similar to this. You could actually have something, you know, on casters. Okay, you could put these in caster sections. I've seen them before, and you could literally just have an electric barbecue in this little section here. Now, warranted, an electric barbecue is not going to be. Sorry, is there an echo in the chat? There's an echo, is there? All right, I will sorry, something might. I will try and get rid of that echo, and bear with me 1 second. Oh, I think it's on my phone. Alright, that should be better. I was just using my audio there to test. So, essentially, you could... Just got my marker here, I'll just show you what I'm talking about. I'll do it in like a bright colour. Let's just call it green, why not? Okay, there we go. So you could, essentially, have this section on wheels, okay? This section on wheels, and then you could essentially have, well, no fridge because you just got an apartment, right? You don't need a fridge. But if you think you do, then essentially a local fab mob could basically put this part here on casters as well, and the whole thing could be sectioned. So this would be one section, this would be one section, and that would be one section, right? So essentially, when you want to replace that fridge, you can just swap it out, right? Hot swap it. But that would be the get out of jail free card for you to have outdoor cooking, Lily, on your apartment, right? Yeah, that's what I think you could easily do. I'll just get rid of all those. Somehow. Oh yeah, there's an eraser. I'm very new to this, Lily, so if you're wondering how I'm doing this, Lil, because I know you're a streamer as well, I've got iPad here with a pencil, and I've used Microsoft Whiteboard, and you can pair that to your computer, so they work over Bluetooth, I think, or Wi-Fi or something, and then you can present this way. I just find this easy because I can talk and write and stuff like that. Did you guys want to see this? What do you think? Just let me know. I'm still with you guys. I'm talking to these guys too. But I thought I'd pop off on here as well to show people what I do in my lives every Tuesday, where I try and help people solve their alfresco kitchen problems with my 18 years of experience doing it in a business, in all the roles you can think of in a business, right? Including installation, project managing, problem solving, all the things logistically, even obviously getting customers as well and designing for them and all that stuff, right? All the good stuff, and the bad stuff that comes along with it, right? Manufacturing in Australia, and having a small business in Australia. My location was in Melbourne. That's where I ran my business out of. So in case you didn't know me, I'm Ricardo, and I'm so happy you're here. Pardon me if I'm not being rude, I'm just speaking to some of the community members I have with their specific questions. If you want these as well, just hit the comment section there or send me a DM, and I'm happy to send you a link. It's free anyway, but obviously I can't just randomly give you advice. I need more information, like what you're trying to do, if you're even interested in this. So I'm testing, right? Anyway, back to you guys. That was one example for you, Lily, being the apartment, right? So I also had another customer ask me a question today. This particular person wanted a barbecue, and essentially they didn't want to buy a range hood from us as well, because the client that they were working with, they just needed to do their own thing, because they already had a range hood selected. So for this particular client, we've done it in the past, but I couldn't show him off cuff, so I thought he couldn't make it live tonight, so I thought I'll just make this and record it and clip it for later on use. So I'll just slide across here, so you can see this straight to the pool room, right? Oh, hello. Is that Lily? Hey there, Lily. G'day, mate. Howdy, howdy from good old Texas. How are you today? Must be bright and early in the morning over there. Gee, you're a late riser and an early waker. I don't know how you do it. Look at these bags, man. I'm tired as. But thanks for stopping by, Lily. Appreciate that. In fact, I'm not sure if you caught it at the start, but Lil, I actually did some talking about the apartment blocks that we call them here, the condominium. So yeah, let me know in the chat if you missed that or not, Lil, and I'll get back to it. But I'll continue on, okay? But you just let me know in the chat. I'm watching it on my phone. So I've got my phone right here. I can see the chat. So you just let me know if you want me to go back on that. As a lot of people just couldn't make it today for my live, so I'm just broadcasting to everybody, and including, because I know you're a streamer as well, like every day. So I'm doing on my broken phone a TikTok live. So just showing you what I'm doing there as well. I'm glad you're good, mate. That's awesome. Amphibion, g'day. Thanks for the stopping by, guys. So let me wake this iPad up again. So can you hear me clearly there, Liv? Is the audio okay? You just let me know. So anyway, back to what I was saying here. And I'm still trying to figure out how to make my my little square round. I'm still gonna get to that, so that's fine. That's why I like Descript, because it just does it automatically for you. It's fantastic. But when I'm recording videos, but it's all right. We'll get better, won't we? Anyway, so this particular client, he said, I need an indoor barbecue, but I don't have the compliant range hood. I said, well, tell me about your range hood. He said, okay, I've got this range hood. I think it was similar to one of these. Can't remember the model, but I just said, look, for one of these, if you're going to buy an indoor barbecue, that's the one there, that's manufactured in Australia. So this guy right here is a barbecue from a company called Barbecues Australia. Okay, so this one here is Barbecues Australia. Okay, that barbecue is approved for indoor use. So you can see it's pretty enclosed alfresco area, or pool room, as they love to call it there. So on that one, essentially, that's a tick, right? No problems at all, okay? Now, apart from that, you've got to have a range hood, right? So moving on up here, you've got the range hood, right? So this guy here, he needs to be moving 2,000 cubes per hour, okay? And he also needs to be from this point to this point, he needs to be 1350, okay? Do you guys want to see what's going on down here? I feel like you're missing out, really. So come here, have a look at this, all right? I know it's gonna be weird, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Ignore the computer. Okay, let's see if I can do this for you. All right. Or better yet, maybe I can just turn the computer around. Hang on, one sec. Ah, it's not working. All right, let's try that again. Let's go turning this around. Switch. There we go. All right. Now let's try and position you a little bit better, so you can see what I'm dealing with. Oh, TikTok Live is hard. All right. Can you see that, guys? Hopefully you can. If you can't, let me know. Anyway, back to this. So essentially, oh, this is difficult, Lily. Difficult. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Sorry, I tried, guys. What I'll do is, I will post up in the comments to the live, okay? I'll put a link in my description on my channel, and if you like these, and I'm sure you do because you're still here, maybe you're bored, I don't know. Either way, if you want to see what I'm doing here, you're gonna have to come over to YouTube, because I'll broadcast them live there, okay? Or join my community, it's free. So anyway, back to this. So 1350 high is what they need, okay? And then essentially that range hood right there, that guy has to move 2,000 cubes per hour, okay? He's got to move 2,000 cubes per hour, okay? This particular client had the rear exit, so the vents were actually going out that way, okay? there was 2 of them. All right, and I'll just delete that again. And then essentially, you also do need one more thing. It's called an interlocking device. All right, so I'll do that in blue for you. So essentially, if I just pan out here, you would need a little device that sits. So you've got the gas that comes out here from the barbecue. Then you would have a little box like this, solenoid, and then you would need something that goes over here, up inside of the wall, okay, up into that range hood. Then there would be the flue pipe. Let's just say there's a flue pipe here. Imagine it's a top exit and a flue pipe here. My awesome drawing skills. Okay. This little pressure tester will be plugged in here. Now, as soon as the range hood's turned on, it engages in that solenoid. Okay. And then once that happens, it senses the pressure being pushed out here. Once that is sufficient enough, it then opens up down here and allows from the hard line of gas. So this goes back to the property of the big gas bottle. Comes through here. Unless this is happening up here, okay, unless this here happens, it's non-compliant. Okay. Once it does happen though, it lets that gas in, and it's basically in case you've left that barbecue on and there's a fat fire or an overnight fire, or the gas is leaking all night and then someone dies from carbon dioxide poisoning. That's the feature. Okay. So essentially that's what I teach. There's many more problems that need solving with different things that happen on site, as you can imagine. But that's essentially what you need there. Builder I was talking to in Queensland today would probably need that. So that's that one there. Okay. The next one I'm going to talk to you guys about is actual member in our community, right? He sent me looked like an AI generated, or maybe a company, I don't know, but either way, he sent me the actual one like this. Okay. Now he wanted the cabinets that were available on our website, so I basically said to him, we could basically make this work for you, except his wall only came out this far. Okay, so because it only came out that far, he needed a scene side panel, and he didn't want to waterfall his stone edge like that. So this is the problem he had. So we then discussed what he needed, like a scene side panel here on this side and a panel on this side. And essentially, you know, if I move over to my left, that's what, you know, we ended up deciding on, you know. So I worked that out for him, so he could essentially have that one there. Now, Braden, I know you probably got busy, but it's 18 weeks till the big red jolly guy comes. Okay, now if the cabinets take 6 weeks, let's do some simple math. Okay, what date is it today? It's the 18th in Australia. For you, Lily, I think it's yesterday because you're in Texas, right? But anyway, that takes you to October. Okay, let's say the cabinets are ready October, right? With no hiccups, with no problems. I mean, no damaged stock, no accidents in the delivery of this goods to you, because the delivery driver may decide to just damage goods on the way. These things happen in manufacturing. The unforeseen things, right? So let's just say in a perfect world, 6 weeks you get it, ready to be shipped out to you or picked up. That leaves you the better half of a month to sort out installation of the cabinets, trades for the pardon me, the tradie to put in the PowerPoint in the right place. I don't know if you're going to put PowerPoints up here. Are you going to get electric appliance like a benchtop pizza oven? Are they in stock? Then you got the stone guys to come through. Now usually they take, on a good swing, I can see that time of the year going 2 weeks, 10 standard working days. That's generally what they tell you. So, you know, if you do that, that takes you up to November easily. And I'd just like to tell you the worst case scenario, okay? So if you do want it this side of Christmas, all I'm trying to say is get a skate on, because stock will run out of things that you think won't, like it always does. And essentially, I don't want that to happen to you, Braden. So get in touch, DM me if you want me to do anything, if you got stuck somewhere. The last time we spoke, I think you were maybe going on holiday, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I did for you. I don't know if you remember, but that's what we did. Now, to you, lovely Teresa, okay? Now I want to paint the picture for you here for this client. I'll take you over there now. So, Teresa was a lovely lady and a member in our community. She essentially had a tricky problem. She was doing a beautiful custom home built, and essentially, you know, they got to this section and they're doing a beautiful room. They're doing a pizza room. They're doing a room that's going to be fully enclosed, but then bifold doors will open up so they can enjoy this room. It's right positioned in the home, so from their kitchen they use every day, you know, the heart of the home, as you would know, Lily, being real estate. You can see this beautiful kitchen right there. So it's going to be part of their everyday life, which is, you know, when the rain's blowing in sideways, and they're in Melbourne, which is one of the coldest cities in Melbourne, this is what they're trying to achieve with their beautiful home they're building. Lovely people. Anyway, the builder now left it in their hands, okay? Could they solve this on their own? Yes. They chose to put faith in me after a few conversations. We still have a showroom over there in Melbourne, so people can actually go there and look at product and touch, feel, and see these indoor barbecues and stuff like that, okay? Oh, excuse me. So essentially, they love the product, but the problem with their prop they had here is most range hoods would go, you know, I'll do this in red so you can see. Most range hoods would go essentially up the top here. Okay, they typically have a cone shape, okay, and then the flue pipe would go up like this, okay, and they've got a solid concrete floor above it, okay, so it's a 2-story home, so they couldn't do that. The builder said, you can't do that. So next best option was, could we potentially do the same thing with the range hood, and then maybe we could just go this way, okay? But as you can see, it's quite difficult because they've got all these kind of trusses, services in the way. It just was not working and they couldn't get anywhere, so they joined my community. I did a consultation with them on site, which I will be doing again tomorrow for a lovely guy in Tasmania, which I love Tasmania, it's so beautiful. Yeah, so I spent a great time there with the family. I had a project, so I got to go over there for work, but then drive around, and it's such a majestic place. Like if you're living in Tassie and I'm talking to you here live on TikTok and stuff, thank you so much. That's just a beautiful place. But anyway, I digress. So essentially they wanted to go, we decided, this is where it would be exited, like through here and through here, okay? Then the flue work would come out the wall and down, out the should be sitting here, the top of it. Yeah, and then obviously this way. My awesome drawing. I will get better at this hopefully. And then we've got that there. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Better it's done than ghosted or something, right? So anyway, so essentially, sorry, TikTok's asking me to do puzzles and stuff. Say I'm still alive. I am still alive. I did ask you guys, what are you guys up to? Hello, Moon. Hello, Malar. G'day, how are you guys? Sorry, TikTok people need some love too. What's going on? Are we, what are you guys up to? Looks like Moon's trying to join as a guest. I hit a button, Lily. We'll see what happens. Cool. So anyway, what I was saying with this one was, you essentially just have to do that there, okay? Have the barbecue down here, okay? Moon, are you joining as a guest? I think I saw you at that show. It was really good. It was really good. Yeah, okay. Anyway. So, yeah, I saw Moon. You were at that barbecue sauce show, weren't you? It was pretty good. It was very good. I thought like, we were, which show was it? I think it was Bustleton. Maybe Bustleton, maybe Margaret River, I don't know. And sorry guys, I'm just talking to someone I think we saw each other at one of the barbecue sauce shows. My wife's selling, as you know, Lily, the barbecue sauce shows, right? So, anyway. Thanks for the invite. I don't know what that means. I just push yes, I guess. And, yeah, basically, I am thanking you for coming by, Moon, because seriously, you enjoyed those sauces and you showed me some love on the TikTok, and I think now I remember it was down there in it was a winery, and we were serving you, right? And this big gust of wind came through, and it was epic. The whole stall nearly blew away, and you and your lovely family actually stopped, saved our stock, and yeah, I just held onto the big marquee, and yeah, that was brutal. All the stock nearly got lost. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining, Samaran. Hopefully this all makes sense, and once again, thanks again, Moon, for the follow and helping out that day, because that was crazy weather. I hope you guys are free, because there's going to be the medieval festival down in Balingup this weekend. It's going to be amazing. Like, if you can get down there, it's going to be incredible. You know, there's going to be, I don't want to show you weapons on here. I might get in trouble because I'm going to YouTube as well. But either way, there's going to be live medieval fighting, and there's going to be theatrics and burning of a dragon, and yeah, we're going to be down there and serving up our barbecue sauces and honeys and relishes and jams and everything like that, and dressing up, of course. So yeah, anyway, back to you guys. Got distracted, sorry. So essentially, barbecue's going to be down there, okay? Mr. Barbecue, gas barbecue, not the real charcoal sort of guy or smoker, Lily. All right, that's going to be the barbecue. Interlocking device is going to be over here. So you have a cabinet there. You'll have some drawers underneath probably. couple doors. Okay, and I think they wanted a fridge maybe over here, so I don't know, fridge there, cabinet there, bench top space. You can imagine, right? So that's what's going to go in that little enclosed alfresco area. Okay. They had a real problem with this one here. That was a real concern because the builder didn't know what to do. So I had to help them out with that one. So yeah. Thanks so much for joining us, man. I appreciate every single one of you guys for the live tonight. And yeah, basically I've got like 13% left on my battery, so I'll go until it dies. But when it dies, you know. So anyway, g'day Mick, how you doing? All right, next on the docket was, and I hope Teresa this helps explain that ducting section. Maybe I'll just draw it here again for you, just on the side. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Okay. Essentially, here is your wall. Oh, that's terrible. I will do that again. Sorry, mate. Okay, maybe we'll do better. Let's do better. Oh, it's a text box. Oh, that's not good. No idea what I'm doing. Anyway, now, and it's the first time using this pen and everything, guys, so please bear with me. Alright, let's imagine this is your range hood, okay? It's on the wall. You've got your motors in here, and they go up, okay? Now, they go up this way. This is the way the flue will go. Oop, I'll just do a different color. Let's go red. Okay, so the flue is going to go up this way, and then it's going to bend. Semi-rigid fluing, ducting, to join the top of your range hood, okay? And then it's going to go out through this way, and then on the back you're going to have a vent, okay? And this vent, and you're going to have two of these, all right? You're going to have two of these setups, okay, Teresa? And these are going to be vents that open up as that air blows through here, because these guys here move over 2k per hour cube, okay? So that is what goes on there. Now I hope that makes sense for you, but essentially that is what you're working with in terms of your alfresco area. Now your barbecue is going to be here, okay? Awesome drawing skills, I swear. Knobs on the front, stuff like that, okay? Now the distance is 1350 between the bottom of the hood and your bench top, okay? 1350. I've said this a few times to you, but hopefully this really drives the message home, because I need you to know that that's what you need to do to be compliant. So that's for you, Teresa, okay? Next, I just wanted to run through the essentials here. This is like a little thing I did, and it is done with some AI magic, okay? So it's not me, it's Notebook LM, I think. If you don't know what Notebook LM is, look it up, because it can make your life a lot easier. You put words in and it does images. So feel so sorry for graphic designers in this current world. Seriously, probably they obviously can do it a lot better, but majority of people like me just don't need it to be spectacular. And here's that drawing again for you, Teresa. So you've got the barbecue, the 720 that bench top, so that roast hood opens up. The range hood that goes up and out through those holes, like I said, and there's that little image there, right there. Please take a screenshot of this, because this is essentially the enclosed alfresco setup. You know, you've got the Timich controller, you've got the exhaust hood that comes with it, obviously, It shows you that gas regulator, that supply, and that solenoid, which is perfect for setting up the indoor barbecue. Okay, so that's what you see right there. Now, I also had this one, which is a bit janky, but you know, it's good enough. Maybe I can make myself smaller. I know it's annoying, but that's fair enough. Okay. So, where does it begin? Okay. It starts here. This is your alfresco area, but usually they're outdoor, so arrange it is good. Oh gosh. But with yourself, you've got solid here, you've got solid here, and you've got solid there, okay? And you've got solid here at the front. So it's a complete enclosed room. So when you do this enclosed room, you need that range hood. So number one's the compliancy. So you really do need to have a licensed gas fitter, okay? You need to have ensure the proper exhaust hood's there, okay? You need to have that ventilation going up and out, like we mentioned. It needs to be that distance that we mentioned, okay? You still need to check the local energy safe laws with your electrician and plumber at the start of these projects, like I always say, so that way they can actually commission the kitchen when it's complete. And this is only if you're installing them, hard installing them, okay? So Lily, there might be a workaround for you, like I mentioned before, okay? And also, please let me know, Lil, if you're still here, if it's making sense or not sense, and I can definitely redo your section, okay? This is another thing that people miss, the fire and safety and spatial design, okay? So your normal, over here, your normal chipboard, not good for going around the barbecue, obviously being a hot thing. The substrate behind the wall, it's probably not a good idea either. You want some blue board, some fiber cement sheeting, something that's non-combustible for the construction to prevent smolder fires. So anything that goes around this section, that section, and behind should all be non-combustible, okay? Get that message home, non-combustible. That's what you tell your installation team, okay? Install the range hood, the heat shield, okay? Make sure this part here is a non-combustible surface, okay? Now, if you can do that, it'll be great. You'll be kicking goals in no time. Then you've got that compliancy of that hood being installed. Now I left this note here, the 120 between the barbecue and the wall, so the roasting hood to open. You definitely got to make sure your hood opens all the way back out and doesn't hit the wall, being functionality. It's very important. I've had too many instances where I found being called to site to rectify someone else's work where they haven't thought about the hood functionality. And I've missed it myself also, obviously, in the 20 years I've been doing it, to be honest. Put my hand up there for sure. And I've had to fix that problem. And most of the time it's a redo of a bench top, you know. If your bench top's not deep enough, you've already cut the stone. It's too late. So thing about businesses, you've got to learn really fast. Make a mistake, you can never make the mistake again. Just learn from it and move on, as most of us would find out owning a business in any sort of field you can think of. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say there, and we're sitting on 9 o'clock now. We're going to be stopping of the waffling of the outdoor kitchens, but I wanted to show you something I get every day as well, is these ones. So someone completed some concrete work already, and essentially they wanted to order some cabinets to fit in these little spaces that they provided us. So I always say, if you want cabinets, think of the end result first and then work your way backwards, okay? That's what you gotta do. And excuse me one sec, I'm just gonna go get my cup of tea. My throat's killing me. Okay, so sorry, I'm back. Right, so what I'm saying is, with this particular kitchen, and I'll show you guys as well, you can see it right here. They've completed concrete work, and they just haven't put in or had these inserts. Stainless steel inserts would be ideal for something like this, a project. But cabinets, physical cabinets that, you know, my company, not my company, my sister's company supplies, manufactures, they would go inside there pretty nicely, but you want them on site before you even start one footing for the concrete or the paving or the wall or the roof. Before you do anything, think of the end and reverse engineer your way back. That's what I would say to you if you ask me. But if it's too late, then you know you're gonna be either struggling to find the product you need, down the rabbit hole, you know, up at late at night looking for some solution, some magic bullet, which you can find, but you're going to pay a lot more. You're going to pay a lot more for custom. No one wants to do something outside of their wheelhouse, and they do for good reason, because it's very difficult to manufacture anything in Australia, let alone anything custom in Australia, okay? Because things don't just exist, they get created, all right? What was that? Brother, what's that? Okay, I don't know what that means. Anyway, TikTok does some weird stuff, doesn't it? I don't know. Anyway, where was I? Okay, I think I got my message across there pretty clearly, right? So right now I'm going to share with you, if I can, my community. Let's see if I can do this. Yes, that's good. Yes, that's good. Alright, let's do this. How is that? Can you see that? Yeah, I think you can. So this is my community. So when you arrive, it'll be to this page. I'll do it like this. You'll see something like this, okay? There's a bit of a spiel right here. It doesn't matter. You can go in here. You can watch this. It tells you about... G'day, welcome to Outdoor Kitchens Australia. My name is Ricardo, and I'm so happy you're here. I am excited to teach you everything I've learned over the last 18 years in this industry of designing, constructing and installing outdoor kitchens, both exposed and enclosed. And yeah, now I'm off tools, and I've created this community just for you and like-minded people that are doing projects around Australia and they are just overwhelmed with either too much information or a lack of information. And if you want to do this in a group, anyway, you get the idea. Examples of enclosed alfresco areas, comments from people that I've worked with, and a project that I've done help with the indoor barbecue in a bulkhead, and an inbuilt bulkhead kind of hidden exhaust wood. Okay, so before you spend a single dollar, avoid the $10,000 mistakes. So that's the idea here. You can either come to the community for free, you hit join, okay, and when you hit join, these are the questions I provide there. You know, all I ask is an email address so I can post to let you know where I am going live, be it at home, away from the keyboards is a section I made when I'm actually at barbecue sauce shows, where I see all my awesome TikTok people with the barbecue sauces. But I'm kind of like blending them all into one now instead of keeping it separate. So I just act differently, obviously, on TikTok to how I act here or how I act somewhere else. So I ask those questions because I want to know more about you so I can learn how to help you. So if you where are you sitting right now with your outdoor kitchen project? If you're just dreaming in your early research stage, I have a budget, I'm actively planning, I've got quotes and I'm ready to go, I've already started building. A lot of the people that contact me have already started building, and then they've come across this whole compliancy snag and they're just curious and figuring out how do they navigate it, right? Lovely. Rooibos tea, South African beauty, with some honey, some creamed honey in there from Albany. Amazing. You would have tasted that, guys, at the barbecue sauce show. Anyway, next question I have is how'd you find me? So, you know, YouTube seems to be a lot of people finding me through YouTube and school directory. That's the only way people are finding me at the moment, because that's on me. I have not put myself out there enough or shared it enough. And yeah, that's basically it. That's all you have to do. And then you're in. So once you're inside though, I will show you how that looks. 1 second. Okay. There we go. Cool. So over here, we've got the, you know, come in here first. Basically, so then you can, then you can come in here, share with the community all the questions there. Then you got the win section, so you know, have a quick win, pop it in there, let the community know. I always honor people I find out in conversations, and I always post there. You know, even this one, like real one from Melbourne, you know, went from design phase, you know, they were stuck, they contacted me, that was the design concept I came up with, and then, you know, back when I was on tools, I would install it, so that's what I did. Okay, so very quickly you can see that's a win because they found me, I helped them, win for them, win for me because I had to share that content with their consent, and there it is. Okay, so we're up to about 19 members now. I am thinking and toying with the idea of making this actually a like a full paid group with the trial, because there's a lot of people that are just sort of lurking, but I've got to get up to, I feel like I just have to get up to 200 members. Helping 200 people is the evidence, you know, but I have 1,000 people that I can just post on YouTube right now, on Insta, or on Facebook. I have that stuff already, so I don't know. I'm sort of in between right now. But I know for sure I'm not going to be designing outdoor kitchens for free. Obviously, that you know, that's hours and time, and I'll offer that service, but I just haven't put it up yet. You can see in my classroom here, you've just got real projects, and you've got Tuesday Live Vault. In here will be a new course I'm going to put in that'll be book me, you know, here's the link, book a call. It'll be work one-on-one, consult design in enclosed alfresco kitchen or alfresco outdoor kitchen. Work one-on-one with you there. So that's what's going to come up next, because I've had architects and builders and designers asking to book me. So I just want to put more content out to help people on YouTube to show what I do, and then as that ball rolls good, and I have a few videos on there which I want to do, and I have the content to do it, that's where that will be. I'll put that probably maybe by the end of next week. I'll have something in there as we move closer to the peak season. All right. So as you can see, that's where it's at. In here you've got the leaderboards. It's very gamified. So you've got things like leaderboards and different things you can unlock at different levels. It's very gamified. You've got the map in here as well, so you can see where my members are from. 3 from the UK, 1 US, and that's Lily, and then quite a few from Australia, which is great. Which is what I created this for originally. But I think my alfresco kitchen logic can actually be worldwide, because of, well, not with climates that are -0, obviously. I don't have experience with that, because that's a whole different kettle of fish. The ones in the oceanic, arid, hot, exposed to salt air and wind, open air kitchens, generally that sort of stuff. So any sort of this sort of area that's not going to be freezing temperatures with snow and stuff, I think should be fine. You can always just contact me, give it a go, and then I can help you. So that is essentially my school, okay? So it's there to help you further along your journey, and then obviously the YouTube channel, which is how you're on right now. In here we've got the lives, so whenever time I go live, I'm just gonna whack it in here. That's what I'll do. I've got essentially playlists coming down the line. So in the playlist section, I've got the quick wins, which is like the little notes information I help people with daily, and then start here where I want to do sort of long form videos, more talking head, help you there. So I'm gonna leave it there. I think I've covered a few bases there with 3 or 4 kitchens, and go and hang out with my family for a little bit, because they are calling me. So I'll leave this live for another 5 minutes while I just do some housekeeping with this computer, and if you want to chat, if you're still here, Lily, I appreciate you. Drop a comment or something, and I definitely will be here in the background doing some things, okay? Because even this one, I've got to think of how I'm going to help this client who's clearly stuck, not knowing what to do now. So, what I was thinking here is, maybe I've got stainless steel inserts I can provide for him, and then he could maybe, get his chippy to put some timber slats in here or something, and then we could actually get a stainless steel insert. Okay, so this could be all stainless steel here, all stainless steel here, and here as well. Now those units can be drawers, they could be bins, they could be anything. So that's something I was thinking about. And then this is a little story as well, like if you're going to be, if your cabinet maker doesn't get involved, and you've been involved in the whole process, just ask your cabinet maker, seriously. Ask them what they're going to be using for a substrate if you've got a stainless steel bench top, because I'll show you this photo now and you'll be surprised. So with this one here, I'll show you. Look at this. So they were asking me, the builder, the cabinet maker person, what can they do with this, because they were saying, is the actual substrate okay to be timber? And I was like freaking out because no, because it'll be a smolder fire, right? So they got that sorted, no worries at all. And then they said, no, we'll use this as a template, and then we'll replace that all with stone. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. But then I noticed this, like this here, like, where's the range hood? Now you're going to struggle to install the range hood over the top of these cabinets. That could be difficult. So I would install the range hood first, okay? You can't install the range hood unless you've got, guess what? The barbecue as well. You know why? Because without the barbecue, you can't actually establish a center line, okay? You can't establish a center line because you can't design your cabinets around until you have the barbecue inside in the room. And you can't then also get the height, okay? This mark here between here and here. You can't get that unless you have but guess what? The fridge, okay? Unless you have the fridge on site. So you get what I'm trying to say. Have all your appliances on site in that room. Then only then you start your project. And I say this again and again, and I'm going to keep on saying it because it's very important to have your appliances in the room before you start your project. Okay, I'll leave you with that message. I love you guys being here, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one as well. So this is me signing off, and thank you so much for tuning in. See you on the next one, and bye bye.